We made a Discord and you should join it. It's pinged in the... yeah, there. You want to learn a matchup, but you don't know how to go about doing it. Or you just want to be more efficient. Here are the two phases I constantly cycle between when I learn a matchup. The preparation phase consists of understanding the character's win condition and preferred positions, finding out character-specific details, and finding any solution to your matchup problems. Now, when I approach a matchup fresh, without any knowledge on the character, I always go to Dustloop to familiarize myself with the character's strategy, game plan, win conditions, and even some brief universal counterplay. Dustloop will be linked in the description. Now, I understand looking at a wall of text is intimidating, but trust me, it will help. Now that you understand the character more, this is where you ask yourself matchup specific questions. Do your normal combos work? Testing this is fairly simple. Go into training and perform your normal combos on the character that you were trying to learn to fight. If they land, great. That means your normal combos work. But if they don't land, then that means that you need other routes. Now, how do you go about finding other routes? I personally like to start by seeing exactly where the combo drops. Now, we have this wall run combo that usually works fine on Kai and you other medium weight characters. But against Mei, this combo tends to drop. A quick fix for this is by changing the direction of the red Roman cancel where the combo drops. But what would you do if you can't just merely change the direction of a Roman cancel? This is the case with this wall run combo after a grab. Now, right here we see that the close slash always whiffs no matter what. So let's try using a button faster than Shiv's close slash. 5k lands and lets you get a wall run combo exclusive to this matchup. Congratulations, you've just found a new route. And now that you've found this new route, I need you to do something for me. Write it down! Notes win matchups. Keep them in one place, whether it's your phone, your PC, or an actual notebook. I don't care, as long as you write them down. Finding new routes isn't limited to when the combo drops. This 6k wall run combo that we showed before can actually fit in an extra button for more damage against heavies. If you notice someone closer to you and you think you can fit in an extra attack and it does more damage, then go for it. Now that we found the appropriate routes, this is where I move to setups. Does your setup that you tend to use lose to something the character can do? Common setups that you go for can have matchup specific counters. For example, I play Chip, so I love this off the ground IAD heavy slash safe jump. It's beautiful. Then this fuck came along with a frame 1 counter, meaning she could take a shit all over my setup. This pissed me off. Now, in the case that they do have a counter to your setup, first of all, what specific thing counters your setup? In this case, it's a parry, so naturally I either go for grabs or delayed hits. Once you understand what counters the counter, find a way to put it in your setup. And, if it's not possible, look for another setup where it is. In this case, it is possible, so I just whiff JS into a grab and throw her while smiling. Next question I like to ask myself is, what are the character's main disadvantages, and can I take advantage of that? This will range from something like slow normals or low health, or just poor neutral in general. Now, as Chip, we have a very fast ground dash and quick, effective counter pokes. Now, Happy Chaos players, for example, have to concentrate in the middle of a fight. Chip can capitalize off of this by running across screen and hitting them with a fast slash. Think about your character's main advantages and think about how you can use that to call out anything the other character does. Once you raise your experience in the matchup, you'll see common things that you don't quite know how to fight against, and this raises some questions in the labbing area. How do you win round start? This is arguably the most important part of every matchup, but you won't see round start options until you get some experience. First, go into training options, position reset, and activate round call. And then go into counterattack settings. At the bottom, it will say position reset, and just do the attack that you want to lab against. If it's a certain sequence, you can also set your own recordings. Now reset position and find a solution. This is literally just done through trial and error. Cycle through all your normals, all your specials, and all your normal gatherings. How do you beat this character's setups? To learn a specific setup that you got hit by, you can go into replays and look at the other person's inputs. Or you can go into character specific discords and ask them for the setups that they use against your character. A link to a spreadsheet containing all the character discords will be in the description. Once you know what setup you are going to lab, set a recording for it in training and see what you can find to play against it. This is a common situation that I always find myself in against Nagoriyuki. However, I found there is an option to select to either FD the strike or backdash the throw. And the final question I like to ask myself is, how do I deal with their pressure? What regular pressure loops do you see yourself in? And where are the gaps? Now you can find gaps by either looking at frame data or just going into the lab and finding solutions yourself by doing a recording and mashing 5p. Yeah, literally that's what I do. I just mash 5p and see where I can mash. If I can't mash, I see what I can react to and punish. Next is practice. Now that you know all these things and you've spent time in the lab, you must go out and fight the character and work on improving rather than winning. You've researched and prepared, it's time to take it out in the wild. Now that you have an understanding on how the character works, you need more experience. There are many ways to go about doing this. You can do public searches and just hope that you find the character that you want, or you could go into discords and search for other people willing to fight you. Once again, the description will contain a Discord for places you can find matches, and hell, while you're down there you may as well subscribe and follow my Twitch. Now once you're in the matches, I need you to focus on improving, not winning. It will put you in an unhealthy state and it isn't worth it. Through experience is the only way you can crack a character's neutral in half. You will gain a better feel of spacing and where you prefer to be on the screen against this character. And if you're playing someone who's totally better than you, you can always ask them for advice. They have more insight on the character and may give you information you would have never come across. Find every opportunity to practice this matchup in training and in actual gameplay. You will constantly find new things that you can't play against, and this is when you go back into the preparation phase and learn what to do against it. Bring it out into the wild, see if you can consistently do it against them and see how they react. And if you always want motivation to learn a matchup, look at Latif. For the past month he's been practicing the Zando matchup by fighting him almost daily. Sure, he may be going insane, but he has improved against him and is continuing to improve. Make sure not to fight someone completely better than you consistently, as you can't learn a lot from getting washed. Close matches often leave you with the most learned. Constantly go through the preparation and practice phases consecutively, and I promise you, your matchup confidence will increase. Thanks for watching, hope it helped. If it did, follow my Twitch and drop a like on the video. Also check out my second channel where I'll be posting content from the stream if you can't pop by. I've made other chip guides, so you should probably check them out. See ya.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?